Hi, today we are going to be discussing the new My Time at Evershine game. The Kickstarter just released yesterday and has gotten complete hype over it. It has raised over $1 million so far, which is beyond whatever they expected. I just wanted to discuss every single detail in one video, so I think we should get started because I am so excited about this game. So the goal was $200,000 originally in US, and it has now raised $1 million, and it has only been online for 2 hours so far. There are, from what I can see now, 11,700 backers, and there are 28 days to go. The highest cozy game Kickstarter so far has been Puff Pals Island Sky. They had a goal of 75,000 and they raised 2,500,000, and I believe that My Time at Evershine will come close or even surpass it, which is pretty impressive. So, we should talk about the actual game. It is the third game of the My Time series. So the first one was My Time at Portia, second time was My Time at Sandrock. I personally actually really didn't like My Time at Portia. I thought it was very janky and really hard to control, and it was played on the Switch for me, which is another problem that Sandrock had. It wasn't optimized very well for the Switch, which you might say is more of a Switch issue than the game itself, because the Switch just can't handle games like this. It is a 3D open-world simulation RPG that takes place in a wholesome, post-apocalyptic world 330 years after the Day of Calamity destroyed civilization. After surviving the nuclear winter for hundreds of years underground, people are finally picking up the pieces again. The basic story is that the Alliance has initiated the Northern Development Plan to move more settlers into the region in an effort to establish a new city-state for a better defense posture. It is calling on anyone interested in new opportunities to move into the region. You're playing as the governor of Evershine. Your job is to build up the infrastructure, either with prefabs or DIY, prefabs as in pre-created furniture items, and DIY as in furniture items you can make yourself. You can recruit settlers, tame the wilds, and build your settlement into a town, and along with the Northern Rangers you can defend the town. Along the way you're going to be finding friendship, adventure, responsibility, and maybe even romance. They describe the basic gameplay loop as players needing to build up your own settlement and recruit more and better NPCs to build better products for efficiency. In turn, the output and level of the settlement will allow you to tame territories in the surrounding areas, which will provide more resources and NPCs for settlement. The romantic relationships is with 8 charming NPCs, though we will be talking about Kickstarter goals, and they have added more people to this based on the goals that they've achieved. From what I've seen so far, the romance between the NPC is amazing, and what they've promised, it looks so good, and I'm very excited to learn more about it. Beyond romance, you'll meet 20 unique NPCs, each with their own personality, to be part of your settlement, and you'll grow lasting bonds that will get stronger over time. Another thing that they have added to the game is being able to play with co-op, so you can play with 3 other players together, construct a town from scratch, recruit helpful settlers, engage in battles, share romantic moments, dive into long-lost dungeons, and shape the legacy of Evershine. They have various things to the game, such as customizing your character, high-quality art direction, unique settlers with their own stories, assigning 3 followers that can help you battle, acquisition, or construct, which I've never seen a farming sim before. There are lots of seasonal events and mini-games and side quests to flesh out the world, and you can climb and glide anywhere you want. Some people have said that the gliding looks just like Legend of Zelda, which I think is ridiculous because you can have games where you can glide without needing the Legend of Zelda. So now we'll be discussing the stretch goals that have been unlocked so far and what could potentially be unlocked. So first is a backer shirt. If you pledge, you can get an in-game t-shirt. There is a flirting feature that's been unlocked, a bathtub feature that helps you recharge and gain buffs, player-voted interactions between romanceable characters, so a few more ideas. You can vote on a Portia/Sandrock character to visit the game. There is a new swimming feature that's been unlocked, a hot spring play/date, so there will be a serene and intimate experience at the hot spring. A new pet has been unlocked, and then in the future we're looking at pajamas and 10 new photo poses, as well as what was just announced Day, which is a visitor from the past. So Max or Lucy from Sandrock, if you've played the game, will come back from the past. Adjustable height, which is pretty impressive, and one more romanceable character at 1.7 million. So one thing that I've really liked is they've discussed things that they thought didn't go well with their old games. They said that they didn't feel like they completely delivered on the multiplayer aspect. They had to downsize the scope of it. They made the game a bit too long, and the ending was way too long in the previous games. And the house building and factory aspects were not very user-friendly. Also, people didn't like the romanceable characters. So they have said that they will be improving all of this. And I found that this developer called Pathia Games, that is set in China, they really care about the people that are playing their games, and they always strive to do better. You can see the difference between my time at Portia and the current game, and it is very, very different. Anyone can see that. I also wanted to add that the enemy types that I've seen so far are absolutely adorable, and I like fighting games myself, but I usually like the enemies to be cute. I don't know what that says about me, but the enemies are so cute this time. Also, another impressive thing is that every single thing is fully voice acted, which is very difficult to do, but they have committed to it, and I'm very excited about that. Something that a lot of people have asked about or complained about is the fact that this is the third time doing Kickstarter. Usually companies that have already established themselves don't need to kickstart again, but they have said that My Time at Sandrock, their second game, cost 12 million, and it's still costing more, and they expect this game to cost much more, and they need a lot of funding to be able to make this game, which I think is very valid. They are planning to release the alpha early next year. The game will be published on Steam, PS5, and Xbox Series S. They say it's probably not going to be on the current Nintendo Switch, but will aim for the next Switch that is coming out, though we do not know when the next Switch is coming out yet. Also, if you're worried that this game looks too much for your PC to handle, they say that if you're able to handle Sandrock, you will be able to handle this game. Something that I've also never seen in a farming or life sim before is that you can actually marry each other in the game, not just NPCs, which I think is really exciting if you're playing with a couple or even playing with a friend. There will also be a hunger system, though they have promised that there is going to be a lot of difficulty settings, so you can adjust whether or not you even want to have a hunger system yourself. There will also be kids in the game. The kids will grow into a certain age, just like in the past games. If you're interested in pledging for the Kickstarters, there's a bunch of rewards that you can get that you won't be able to get in the game otherwise, including physical items. So it is your personal choice whether or not you want to support it. Personally, I got the lowest pledge myself, which is just a copy of the game. The devs have said that the PG rating will go from PG to PG-10 to 13 because there will be some dark aspects to the game that are more suitable for more mature audiences. If you want to know more about the story of the developmental team, they started in summer of 2015 to make My Time at Portia. They had 10 people at the time, and now is approaching 80 members in their group, which is part of the reason why it's a $12 million budget. They have a lot of people working on this. They also had a project called Project ME, which was supposed to be a mobile game. It stood for My Time at Eufaula, and it was supposed to be in the northern part of the desert after Sandrock. They developed many concepts for the game, but the publisher had a change of direction and it dropped out, and they have started from scratch. So overall, I'm clearly very excited about this game. There are so many features that I have never seen before with a life sim slash farming sim that I keep calling it a farming sim, but I don't think there's actually going to be any farming in the game. But there are so many things, and honestly, I cannot wait for this game to come out, and I will be seeing what they have in store for us in future updates. But so far, it has been so exciting following the Kickstarter and seeing the number just keep climbing every single day. So let's keep going on this journey together. Sounds super exciting.